No kids. No people with the letter A in their name. Photographers will only be taking photos of myself because I am the only one that matters. Nobody talk to me. Minimum $10,000 wedding gift. My wedding will be at the Bermuda Triangle, so show up or shut up. People having rules at their weddings is quite the norm in today's society, such as nobody wears white on the bride's day. Don't show up absolutely off your face, and make sure to bring a little gift for the newlyweds. But for some, however, chaining people to the wall and not allowing guests to leave until they're unchained by the bride and groom is quite the norm. And honestly, yeah, people under 5'5" should really stay home if they're thinking of coming to my wedding. I'm not trying to trip over little peanuts. I am 5'8", really acting like I'm tall girl out here. How's the weather down there, you little snail? You thought these rules were jokes? Well, they were. But these aren't. People actually have some of the most outlandish rules that they expect their guests to abide by, ones that they chose to invite. And if the guests don't follow said rules, they'll most likely end up in a 50-part TikTok series talking about how this one girl ruined her wedding because she got up to go to the toilet. How dare she go and poo-poo whilst the bride and groom are taking shots to the face? We had guests leave our wedding when they read our ridiculous rules. We're really in for it today, fellas, aren't we? Everyone helps out. Absolutely not. I did not sign up to come and bring fold-out chairs. I came to support you and that idiot getting married. Especially after I came to you in confidence that Robert was watching compilations of the Chun-Li skin on Fortnite doing sus stuff. I'm not helping y'all out. Respectfully. We didn't hire any staff, so that means everyone needs to do their part. Well, you didn't hire us either. So I guess there's not gonna be anywhere for anyone to sit. No tables. Babe, when I said that I'd do anything for you, I didn't mean I'd want to become a wedding coordinator. I meant I'd buy you that pack of cigs until you get paid next, like you asked. I meant if we caught Robert watching another Fortnite Chun-Li sussy compilation on YouTube, that I would accidentally spill my juice on his PC. It's kinda your wedding that you invited people to celebrate your love alongside with you and the groom. So that's what I'ma do. I'm not coordinating, I'm celebrating. We love here, guys. My grandpa set up chairs even with his bad back. My cousin bartended and it turned out beautifully. Well, it actually sounds like Grandpappy has a great back. Get him to set up the tables too and promise him $150 later so that he can get on the slaps. And be so honest with me right now, Casey. Your cousin didn't bartend. He just poured Grey Goose down some chick's throat. He was mixing Jack and Cokes. Don't lie to me now, Casey. Drink tickets. The most expensive part of a wedding is alcohol. So my husband thought of a ticket system. Wait a second. Didn't you just say that your cousin was bartending? Wouldn't that mean people aren't getting hot girl martinis made for them? They're just getting regular Jack and Colas? Vodka and Sprites? Like, I'm sorry. I'm all for being here supporting you and Robert getting married, even though he's a Fortnite gooner. I even bought y'all an expensive gift, but drink tickets for backyard bartending? No, man, because here's the strat. You go ahead and you buy the cheapest spirits available in the shop, all right? And then you buy the no-name brand colas and other sodies. And at most, you're spending anywhere between $100 and $200, depending obviously on how many people are coming, because I'm kind of ballparking at around 80 to 100 people. And I don't know about you Americans, but trust me, you can get some cheap spirits. Now, they may not taste the greatest, but beggars can't be choosers. Do not drop wedding costs onto guests that have been invited to your wedding. It's not like people are showing up expecting Negroni martinis or an old fashioned or a Cosmo or even a mojito. No, I am going to a wedding in October. It's my partner's really good friend. I am showing up and not even expecting a damn thing. Hell, I am even really lucky to get a beer. But since you are covering the costs of pretty much everything in the wedding, just get the cheapest thing possible. I promise you, nobody is going to care. Every guest gets 2 tickets to buy drinks. This also prevented any family drama from too much drinking. Look, I am in huge agreement of alcohol being limited at huge events, huge life events at that, such as weddings, because there's already so many emotions in the air. We got love, we got excitement, we've got some anger from some certain family members who didn't want you to be with that guy because for some reason, some families can just be like that. Crying from people who thought that you were never gonna get married, and crying from people who think, wow, you're really getting married to that? Like, oh my God, I cannot believe that she chose a Fortnite gooner to get married to. Oh my God. It's good to have a limited supply of drinks so that there is no irresponsibility being displayed by family or friends, because it's not about them, it's about you and your partner. We don't need drinks to be accelerating already high emotions. Everyone out by 10:30. We love the party animals who stay up late and want to have fun, but my husband and I still have work in the morning, so we need to get a good night's rest just like any other day. This is actually one of the very first rules I respect, because it is so hard to tell people to leave nicely, especially somebody with crippling anxiety like myself. Like, I will endure so much annoyance and just inner pain just because I don't want conflict. Like, it's kind of hard to be like, we're married now, everybody, let's wrap it up. But I also feel as though it is so good to already have a time that everybody should be out set in stone, so that you also don't have people who are hella anxious to leave because they want to support you wholeheartedly. That's just how I think as well. I really don't like leaving anyone's big events, like birthdays or anything like that, early, or not even early, at like 10, 11 p.m. when I'm very sleepy because I'm a grandma. Oh, you're 22 and you stay out till 3 a.m.? Well, I actually go to bed at, well, wait, I went to bed at 8 last night. No, don't believe me. Please don't believe me. I was actually really tired. I previously got up at like 4. Yeah, you don't need to know. Because it's kind of like, you know, y'all don't need to be out this late to celebrate us. We kind of want to celebrate us too, if you know what I mean. But I thought people were taking the whole day off after a wedding. I don't know. I just feel like there's so much energy that's spent. Oh, wait, Caitlin, the economy right now is awful. Obviously, people would have to go to work the next day. Drink your moringa. Huh? What is that? We made every person who drank have a full glass of Rosabella's nutritious famous moringa powder before they left. We didn't want anyone having any bad memories of a hangover associated with our special day. I don't know about y'all's like hangover cures, but I was always told, hey, take this period pain tablet before drinking so that you're not gonna feel it the next day. Lucky for me, I never really get hungover, you know? Yes, I know, just so blessed. Look, I understand you don't want your guests to be hungover the next morning, but I'm not drinking that. If I'm drinking, I'm gonna drink. Like, you're not really gonna care about this green juice that's gonna fix you in the morning when you're already plastered. But hold on a second. You're so worried about drink prices, yet you're making everybody have a glass of whatever this is. Wouldn't that cost heaps of money too, to make sure that everyone gets a cup? Now, this one is insane because some of the rules are just a little much. Like, if your wedding has way too many rules, respectfully, I'm just not going to come at all, okay? I'm not going to be bossed around just because it's your wedding and you have paid for everything. I really don't like it whenever people hold money over my head, right? And it's not that it's ever happened before, but I hate the idea that people can just go, well, I paid for everything here, so you have to follow my orders. No, I'm my own thinking, feeling, opinionated human being, and I'm gonna do whatever I want. It's not like I'm just going to drop my undies in the middle of the dance floor at your wedding. But if I want to make a little bit of a music request and you are completely allowed to decline that, I think that's fine. Do not ask my photographer for pictures of you. I did not pay $10,000s for random guest portraits. Okay, this may be a little bit controversial, but those people aren't just random guests. Who would you even be inviting to your wedding to the point where you're so ass mad about some people getting some pictures taken? Like, I get it. I know that photographers for weddings that are only specifically booked to take photos of the bride and groom can only have their time allocated and money and all that kind of stuff for the bride and groom, not for everybody else. But there are also a lot of weddings where that isn't really a thing, and the photographer takes photos of everything and everyone to remember the day and remember who came to the wedding. My parents literally have photos from everybody and everything that was at their wedding. Family, friends, and given that they were close family and friends, that's why I'm saying, who are you inviting to your wedding where you wouldn't be okay with them having just a picture taken? Like, wouldn't you want to have at least some professional photos of the people who took the time out to show up to your wedding? Because nobody is entitled to have guests show up at their weddings, okay? Put yourself in the guest perspective. And it's not like I'm acting like the guests have so much to worry about, because to be quite honest, it's mostly the bride who has to organize and worry about everything. The guests have had to plan their outfit. They've had to take time off. They've had to find babysitters. They've had to go out of their way and spend a lot of money on a wedding gift. The least you could do is just have a couple pictures of some people taken, and that's all good. I mean, obviously, okay, if the photographer and the time of the photographer allows it. But I don't know, man. I really do not like it whenever people hold money over other people's heads like carrots. It was your choice to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a photographer. No, kids, this is my wedding, not a daycare. I don't care how cute their dresses may look. Look, this is honestly quite a valid rule in my opinion, but just be prepared to have at least 40% of the guests not show up because they can't find a babysitter. The economy already makes it so that it's really hard for parents to take time off, and it's not like parents can take time off to begin with to be with their kids because they need to feed their kids, they need to house their kids, they need to clothe their kids and themselves. But on the other hand, it's probably best kids don't come to the wedding, because you see videos like this and you're just like, absolutely not. No. I would not want some snotty kid digging their hands into my damn cake. There's also that large possibility that people are just gonna get really silly drunk and do silly things, and you obviously don't want kids around that. And this also could pose as a controversial rule if by kids you mean a 12-year-old, because a 12-year-old has a very different maturity level than a 2-year-old. A 2-year-old doesn't know how to act, doesn't know how to behave, and just throws themselves anywhere and will possibly throw mud on the bride's dress. Whereas a 12-year-old, they're not gonna do any of those things. No plus ones. We already have too many family members to factor in. I'm not going to stress out planning for strangers I've never even met. This is also another really valid rule in my opinion, because what if your brother runs through girlfriends like he runs through sodies? You wouldn't want some random person to ruin your wedding photos that you're going to look at for many years to come, as they may have some sort of negative connotations to it. Beatrice, do you remember that girl that Steve was dating at the time? She literally stole like 3 of my presents. She also took a Duke in the toilet and didn't flush it. She also spat food on mom because mom told her to be quiet during the ceremony. Oh my god, these pictures are ruined! I get it. It's also like not really that comfortable to have randoms just appear at your wedding because you're already so uncomfortable at your own damn wedding. Like personally for me, I'm a bit different in that sense because I wouldn't don't really mind having strangers come to my wedding because you obviously never know if the stranger that comes along to your wedding is going to be your family members or friend's life partner, but you've just excluded them for the most random reason. And it's like, some people go through many phases in life where they date 20 people until they meet the one, and I'm not going to tell people who they can and can't bring. Obviously, there will be a set amount, like just a +1. It's not a +2 or 3. It's not a club. I've been with my partner for a couple of years now, right? And I would feel pretty damn left out if I was not invited to things just because people thought that we're not going to stay together. Like, that's not up to you. But if you don't want me at your wedding, that's completely fine. It just, you know, feels a bit bad. Do not post photos before us. We don't want people to see us say our vows in real time. Please respect our privacy. I mean, I thought this was quite common knowledge. Who is going to get onto social media and post the literal wedding photos of somebody else's wedding before the people who had the wedding post photos of their wedding? Do not make a speech if you were not asked to. Sit down. This is a little much considering you get some of the funniest speeches when it's unplanned. Also, like, who are y'all inviting to your weddings where you don't want to hear a speech from that person? I thought you didn't have randoms showing up at your wedding. So what if your grandma wants to make a 10-minute long heartfelt speech towards you and the person that you're getting married to? Just let her have that, okay? Grandma has one foot in the grave. No music requests allowed. This is not a 7th grade prom. It's our wedding. Y'all are boring. Boring. Big capital B-oring. Like, are y'all serious? I would love for people to have music requests, and it's not because I'm a music nerd and I nerd out over new music that I'm listening to and I'm like, oh my god, this is the best and I'm going to remember this moment forever now. But that's genuinely a vibe. I'm here with all of the people that I love today, and it's time to have a little bit of, you know, fun and a boogie, if you know what I mean. You want to chuck on some City Morgue? Go crazy. Oh, we're listening to Pet Shop Boys now? Hell yeah. Wow, you know about Boy Harsha? Good taste, dude. Oh, we're on a Leviathan wave now? Look, I'm not sure if anybody else is gonna really like that, but who cares? I love it. Just let loose a little bit. You don't need to have these cookie cutter, same run-of-the-mill sort of wedding songs being played whilst everybody is dancing. Everyone else is also a part of dancing to music, so what if you have 1 or 2 music requests? It's not going to hurt you. You actually should be treating it like a 7th grade prom because that's fun. I wouldn't know because prom is not a thing over here, and I never went to like Deb or balls. I don't know what they really call them, to be quite honest. Never went, so I wouldn't know. But for me, music requests are some of the best parts about huge events, right? Because it's like, wow, you have your uncle who has been pestering you for so long now to play a Nickelback song, and you finally play it and he's busting out these crazy moves. Like, those are memories that you're going to remember forever, and that is really cool and really fun. It's a wedding, not a funeral. No drinking before the ceremony. You don't need to be drunk during our special thank you. Again, stating the absolute obvious. Shots were not allowed. A venue rule, but we would have done it anyway. Well, I mean, if the venue didn't allow it, that's all right. And it's even more okay if you guys don't want shots at your wedding, especially because people are known to get absolutely faced at weddings for some reason I would not know, and it's just not appropriate. It's not the time nor the place, especially if the bride and groom don't really function like that. If you didn't come to the ceremony, you can't come to the reception. If you chose not to attend the ceremony, don't expect to eat. They were at the same venue as well. So I kind of understand this one, right? Because it's like, if you had people only show up for food and drink and they gave no about your ceremony, then yeah, they don't get all that good stuff. The very least you could have done, if the goal and the plan was to get good food and good drinks, is to just go to the damn ceremony, okay? It won't kill you. It won't take the food and drinks away. It'll actually give you the food and drinks. Like, that should be pretty damn obvious. But I feel like if it's a matter of the time not being suited for some people because they're still at work and they can't take time off of of work, not because their bosses are necessarily going to say no, but because their pockets would be weeping. And it's like, I'm sorry, people have to work. If the only time that they can show up and support you is at night when the reception is happening, then who cares? The receptions are always usually around nighttime when people are off of work. And I feel like if you can't understand that, you shouldn't really have invited people anyways. And it's a bit gross considering the current economic situation that the entire world is suffering with. Okay, that was a lot, and we only got through like 2.5 videos and we still have more. If you have anything that you would like to send me, send it over to dramakweensubmissions@gmail.com. Thank you everybody for joining us today at Yappersville. We're so close to 600,000 residents. I think that is absolutely amazing. Yappersville, you know, booming. But tell me, have you ever been to a wedding before that is expected the absolute world of you and you just can't give it? Let me know down the comment section below your story. Thank you everybody for your stay at Yappersville today. I hope to see you again in my next video. Take care of yourselves and most of all, love yourselves.